Pick your poison. Good morning, coaches. Today I'm going to be talking through a session activity that continues an exploration of width and depth. Pick Your Poison is a companion piece to a session I posted a couple weeks back titled Width or Depth. In Width or Depth, we have effectively a 5v5, 4v4, where each team has two players locked either on the outside or on the end lines to provide width for one team and depth for the other team. This session is an extension of that, and with this we have a 5v5, and although in width or depth we had offset goals, here we have a traditional setup with two goals that each team is defending and attacking. But this time, each team gets to nominate one player who can provide either width or depth. So yellow, for example, if they would like to have a high target to provide a little bit of height or depth for their team, they place one player here between the two goals who can roam anywhere along the end line. And green, if they so choose, could also place their target as a high target for them. They could also place it as a support piece alongside the yellow if they so choose, or they could place it on either side to provide a little bit of width. When we did this, we I think we did the width or depth on a Tuesday, and a couple days later we followed up with Pick Your Poison. And it was really interesting to see how the players' reflections on how width or depth had gone and how that impacted what they felt would be a successful placement of their extra player. And so, for each team, they actually did, one team did width and one team did depth to start. And so we played, 4v4 for about 3 minutes, at which point we paused, and then the teams could, replace their target player, and then they could place them someplace else. So every time we did it, I think we played for 3 or 4 rounds. I don't think we did it so everybody could get the opportunity to be the target player, but we did it for about 15 or so minutes. And it was interesting to see the further thoughts on how they, reflected on the value of providing width, the challenges of both width and depth, and how they needed to restructure or organize themselves in the middle. And so, I think, when we, along the idea of, repetition without repetition, exploration, this kind of practice can be valuable because it gives players the opportunity to think about, what works well, not only for us, but in combination with how we can manage our opponents. And so that problem-solving piece, giving them the chance to kind of think about what works well for us, was really, really valuable. And then when we, moved into, to further sessions, to open game sessions, this was a great touchstone piece from which we could then think about, hey, do we want, who is our high target? Where do we want to create width? How do we want this to look? And what situations might best dictate when we provide width and how, or when we provide depth as well. Pick your poison. Cheers.